Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Salt Lake City recap. Today, we are recapping episode 4, which is Petty Little Liars, which is an amazing title. And we're so excited to get right in.
As two girls who love Pretty Little Liars, this is iconic. And I feel like we should have said when we were talking about maybe it wasn't a Salt Lake City episode, when we were talking about great theme songs, why don't we talk about the Pretty Little Liars theme song?
I know
It's perfection.
it is such a good theme song, and we need to put more respect on it.
Yeah, and just saying the last line of that theme song is something I hold very close to my heart. Yes, two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. I don't tell secrets. I don't. If you tell me something, I'm keeping it. I have a lot of really good dirt on a lot of people you guys would really care about, but I can keep it. And that's something I'm proud of.
Oh, 100% same. I thought you meant you don't tell people secrets, like in general. And I was like, I probably have, but I'm good at keeping them too.
No, I don't tell secrets either. Like I'll tell somebody something eventually, but I have all of my, because I know not to tell anybody because people will tell.
100%.
Yeah, I don't trust people. I have trust issues, and let's go into Salt Lake from there because these women clearly have trust issues within this group. I thought we were okay. We're not okay.
No, we're not.
These women are not okay. First of all, Lisa Barlow, do we need to do like a wellness check? Like, is she okay? I'm not saying that to be shady. Like, I feel like she's got a lot going on and like she's like at her pressure point. Like if she were a pressure cooker, the would be happening right now. Like, is she okay?
I don't know. And I also want to know why she blinks so much.
That's a tell for lying.
But it's all the time,
I
which
know.
I guess is to your point.
And when you're
But
uncomfortable, yeah, no, that's a tell. That's a 100% tell.
yeah, she
Oh,
blinks a lot.
the fact that this episode started off with truly a Shakespearean quote when Angie K said, "You do French fries, I do franchise." Like Taylor Swift's gonna put that in a song. Taylor Swift will have a Max Martin song with "You do French fries, I do franchise." I'm sorry, it's art. Good job, Angie K.
Yeah, that was great. And I loved when Heather looked over at Mary and they were kind of like sidebarring about that line. I loved that. I was like, this is
It
so
was
good.
obviously rehearsed.
It was, but I still enjoyed it.
A lot of people have rehearsed lines that they can't get out. So the fact that she had a rehearsed line that she was able to deliver to perfection, I can't help but stand.
100%. And I know that like when I'm in the heat of a moment, I don't think about like I think about my better insults when I'm in the shower that night. And so I'm happy that Angie was able to pull that out of her arsenal. Shout out Margaret Josephs and say that and delivered it with excellence, might we add.
Excellent. And you know what? I am the queen of that. And that's something I really, because I'll think of things at the time and then I won't say it until the shower. And I'm like, I should have said it. And I'm working on I like to call it my Sophia Petrillo from Golden Girls era, where like,
Yeah.
if it pops in my head, I'm just going to say it. You don't have to like it, but I'm allowed to feel how I feel. And Salt Lake City is a lot of people feeling how they feel and expressing it very animatedly.
Well, that and I also wrote down in my notes this isn't a specific point, but I this is an overarching thing I noticed. I really like how Bronwyn articulates herself, and I really like how she explains her perspective and her feelings. And I feel like that conversation that she and Lisa had, we can jump there whenever we need to, but I just really like how she communicates and how she
No,
explains herself.
and again, speaking of me standing and being unapologetic, I like smart people. I'm sorry. I don't. When I spend time with human beings, I like to have an intelligent conversation. I
Same.
like to be able to have like deep, meaningful conversations. Not everything has to be deep, but the fact that you can have those conversations, this is why, and I know people have issues with Heather. I like smart people. Heather and Bronwyn, I feel, are just built differently. Everybody has so much to offer on that show, but those are the two that, like, in the way Bronwyn not only expresses herself so intelligently, but is able to call things out on point. We'll talk about her mom later, Muzzy.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom's name, I didn't realize her mom's nickname is Muzzy, and I don't know why I find that to because she's so not fuzzy. The fact that we're calling her Muzzy is just hilarious to me. But yeah, no, I am with you. Bronwyn is a gem. She is a gift to this franchise. And we hit the jackpot as an audience by introducing her. I don't get the hate. I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, you don't have to like her, obviously, but
Preach.
I just really like her individuality, shall we say.
Right.
And obviously, like, she still wants to be liked by everybody. And so I do think there's a certain level of like, she really needs to find who she is as a housewife and stand in it instead of trying to pander to whoever she's speaking to in the room. I think that would bode very well for her going forward if she were to remain a housewife. It should just like be who you are, stand 10 toes in it. And if the cast isn't like you, I mean, you're gonna come with your natural allies. There's always ebbs and flows on these shows. So I just
Right.
think she needs to be more authentically herself and her viewpoints and how she feels instead of just like trying to get acceptance. But other
Right.
than that, I really enjoy Bronwyn and I like how she spars. I think when two well-matched people who are equally on the same playing field go back and forth, it is such a delight.
Right. Well, that's why it's so frustrating to watch Jersey is because
Yeah.
Teresa's she's like literally like the nebulous of all the drama and she can't hold her own.
Exactly. And that's why the women take advantage of that, I think.
Right. And that's why this show is so excellent because what we saw, I'm going to go backwards just a sec, but we saw them actually make up and then go right back into the mess. Like, because at the beginning, we started out at what did Lisa call it? The
The
Clarity
clarity,
Luncheon.
yeah,
Hilarious. I'm sorry.
hilarious.
Lisa Barlow is hilarious. Unintentionally just golden.
Hmm.
But the fact that we were able to move on and then go back so many steps, but I have to ask, and this is something I didn't consider at first. I never thought, and is this weird? I don't know if I think it's weird or not. So Lisa's sons have Fresh Wolf, which is a
Hmm.
men's grooming brand, and she was advertising and doing partnerships with Kerastase. That really bothered Angie because Angie had Fresh Wolf on her shelves. What's your POV on that? Just curious.
I don't know that it bothered Angie seriously or if it was just a fighting tool in that moment.
Okay, that
But
makes more sense.
because Fresh Wolf to me was always branded as a men's hair care line or body care. So Lisa using those products doesn't make sense to me. Like, they're for boys. I can agree with Angie that like being so chronically online and following Lisa and being in the Bravo world, I will say Lisa is leaving money on the table with the lack of promotion for those products. Fair enough if neither of those boys are emotionally invested in it anymore since when they did it. Was it season 1 where they introduced that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Jack is, well, now he's home from his mission, but maybe they're not mentally in it anymore. And so Lisa no longer wants to, put it out there, but she isn't really promoting it to Angie's point, which she probably should more. Um,
Right.
and I had no idea that actually, I think I did, that Angie invested in Fresh Wolf.
I didn't know that either. And that shows like a really good friendship. But at the
Exactly.
same time, I think there's something to be said. There was an old I Love Lucy episode. This is showing my age. I loved Nick at Night growing up, but there was an episode called Don't Do Business with Friends.
Hmm.
And this is kind of one of those because if well, we would have been robbed those delicious text conversations
Oh, so
between
good.
the two of them. Oh my God, I'll send my cleaning lady over because your salon is dusty, says Lisa to Angie to reply, that's your products that are dusty. Like, thank you, girls.
No,
Thank
when Lisa
you.
said that, and I'm like, before Angie even sent the rebuttal, I'm like, she's walking into this
Oh
because
yeah,
I was
door
like,
open.
well, I'm like, her salon, by the way, stunning. Nobody's using Fresh Wolf, Lisa. That's why the product is dusty on the shelf. And I hated that Angie had to admit that to her because, like, it does bring the children in, which I don't like that she used Fresh Wolf because she was so upset when Lisa simply said Electra last season. And, so
Mhm.
I thought that was kind of bold of her to bring in Henry and Jack in a roundabout way because that's what she accused Lisa of doing last season. Just don't touch the children. And
Right.
she knew what she was doing by saying Fresh Wolf has been sitting on the shelf, meaning nobody uses this product, meaning it's a fail because she called it a C. And so I appreciated Heather in that moment kind of having everybody touch grass for a second. They're like, okay, Lisa, you're hurt. Angie, you're hurt. Bringing up the children was bottom of the barrel, but also Lisa, like what you're doing isn't good. So like you guys need to have some resolve. And that's why Salt Lake City works, is that they were slinging everything across the table at one another, to include napkins and such. And they still were able to have a productive conversation, and in that, in a good space. It didn't last, but at least they were able to have that conversation and then apologize again, forever how long it was, and then move on.
Yeah, we
Like,
blinked, it was over, but it happened.
we blinked as fast as Lisa blinked, and it was over. But it's just like, that's what I want in a Housewives. I want you to be able to say the most bottom of the barrel insult to one another, and then we can all move on into the next scene and have something to watch. That's
Right.
Housewives.
That's Housewives. And, and I know we gave Heather, maybe not her so much a hard time, just this whole, I'm redoing my home to
Yeah.
reflect my life storyline. The thing is, not everybody needs to be the main character all the time. And Heather is worth her weight in gold because she is the voice of reason within this cast that is able to gather all the. It's literally like a herd of kittens that she's trying to herd, and she's the only person who could do it. She literally sat there and said, "Lisa, this is beneath you. This is terrible." She called out both parties, and I loved seeing at the table Lisa say, "You know what, Heather, you tell me things that I don't want to hear and I need to hear, and I appreciate it." That is what I love to see.
Same. And like I said last recap, or maybe it was on Mandy's podcast, I'm not sure. But at some point, I said that if Lisa showed and expressed vulnerability and actually being a human, it would land very well with this group. And even just seeing the tail end of this conversation, all of them were like, Lisa, you don't ever show. Lisa does cry a lot, but I don't necessarily equate being a crier to being vulnerable. And she was finally vulnerable in that moment, and the women received it. And so that's all Lisa has to do, is like, stop pretending you're
Right?
perfect, stop acting like nothing hits you or bothers you. And I also understand Lisa's point of view when she said, I wasn't raised the same way as you guys. Like, we didn't lead with our emotion. So I think we should definitely, account for that too, and is her upbringing.
Right. And, and I hate to say this because you're spot on, but because Lisa has given us in the past so much of, I'm not like the rest of the group, I'm
Yeah.
different from you guys, when she says things like that and is vulnerable, I hear her, but it's also at the same time, I'm like listening to it through her mind and her illusion of grandeur, may
Mm-hmm.
I say.
Yeah.
And like, for instance, you mentioned she cries a lot. That doesn't mean she's vulnerable.
Right.
I feel that Lisa cries out of frustration and manipulation. Not all the time, but several times we've seen her cry in these situations. It's because she's not able to communicate and she's frustrated, which is a fair emotion.
Yeah.
And two, she doesn't have any other tricks. She doesn't have any other tools in her belt, and that's just a way to get people to stop what she feels is attacking her.
But I wonder if that even works anymore in this group.
I don't think it
Because
does. I think it's over. It's 5 years now.
yeah, I mean, because
6 years.
in general, if a friend of mine ever cries in front of me, it does like equalize or neutralize the situation, I would say, because it's like you don't want anyone to cry in front of you.
Sure.
But also, if someone's always doing it and that's like your only communication style, it 100% is gonna fall flat. And so I don't think the tears do anything anymore for this group, especially when it comes from Lisa.
Right. So let's take a little pivot to Queen Mary Cosby. Boy, were we given a gift when we have Mary Cosby on our screen. Like, to come back and to get the Mary that we have.
Yeah.
How lucky are we as an audience?
I know it took some seasons, but we finally got the Mary that everyone talked about post show, or like not on the show, because I'm like, I am not seeing this person, but I'm seeing it now, and I love me some Mary Cosby.
See, I think I might be the minority, and I know she had a lot of things that a lot of people found problematic. I get all that. I hear it, I receive it, not lost on me. I've always loved Mary. I've always just found her to be so funny. She marches to her own drum. I am glad that the rest of the world is seeing the Mary I've always seen, but she didn't give us that at the beginning. Like, I don't think she was comfortable, and that's okay. Like, it took her a while to get into a good place on the show, but I feel like she found her footing in her being back in her church. I'm living for it.
Yeah, I didn't. I think that I started liking Mary when she latched on isn't the correct word. When she became friends with Angie. I feel
Oh,
like
yes.
that really like changed because like before I don't feel like Mary really had any like allies. I know her and Meredith were close, whatever.
Mm,
But like Meredith didn't humanize Mary for me.
mm,
I think Angie did. I think their
right.
friendship really humanized her, and I'm able to see like how Mary is in an actual friendship that she loves. And I think that changed a lot. And then also seeing her in her mom mode, going, to Robert Jr. last season. We had that
Hmm.
very vulnerable moment when he opened up about his addiction. And I think that humanized Mary for a lot of people. And I love her right now. I also think she looks phenomenal right now. I think she looks amazing.
Oh gosh, she looks so good. I know you just had a chance to watch, but her outfit on Watch What Happens Live was stunning. Like
Yeah.
literally, it looks like they designed it for her. She looked perfect. I love it. I'm so glad that Mary's back. I'm glad to see her back in her church. And these are those moments, and I know they do it on All Housewives, but I just feel like we get something from Salt Lake City that we don't necessarily get with everyone else. Because in all the franchises, they'll have the woman have a moment alone with a family member somewhere. I just feel maybe it's just because I'm so freaking invested in Salt Lake City and I love these women like they're my own friends. But I just seeing Mary like that just brought me right back. And the fact that religion is such a thread on this show. And
Yeah.
as somebody, I go to Salt Lake a lot. We love Salt Lake City. I was telling you that, I live in Vegas. We don't have to travel for concerts often, but one of our favorite bands hates Vegas and loves Salt Lake. So we go to Salt Lake all the time to see Queens of the Stone Age. We love Salt Lake with every fiber of our being. And religion is such like an interesting thing there because they have all these churches and it's so beautiful. But I feel like Utah gets a really, really bad rep about it being like, you're going to go to Utah and it's just going to be Mormons and they're going to indoctrinate you. And it's like and it's like, no, they're just nice people. Like, I've never been like, hey, why don't you come? It's just a nice place to visit with really, really great people. And seeing Mary in her church that's not Mormon shows so many levels of Utah that's not that superficial. Oh, it's Mormon. Oh, we know about them. And it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Did you know that Vita Tequila had a lounge?
No, that is
That
what
was news to me.
okay, so I've seen Lisa film in this restaurant before, I feel like in past seasons, maybe she hasn't, maybe it just looks very similar to other restaurants where she's hosted Sundance things. But that I clocked that as well. I was like, since when does Vita Tequila have a lounge? I
I
was
mean,
like,
good
have I
for
missed
her.
this? Good for her. But also, Sundance has moved out of Utah now.
Right.
So I'm very curious how that's going to affect any sort of business in that lounge because I got the impression that's where she hosts these things.
Right.
So that was interesting.
What else I found interesting is why, like, we get publicity and press for the opening of an eyelash. Like, why didn't we get, like, oh, I have this new business. Look at my lounge. Like, why didn't we see any press for it?
That's why I feel like I've seen this building before. Like it might just look like the local restaurants, but I could have sworn Lisa has filmed in this spot before. Maybe she hasn't, but maybe that's why they didn't give it anything because she's been in there
Right.
before.
Okay. If Bravo, Lisa, anybody would like to chime in, we would really like some clarity because I think we're both just like, hold on, did we both? So it's either we both missed it or it's totally new and they didn't introduce it. And either one of those options, I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't.
Did you also notice, because I noticed this, I thought it was interesting the filming locations for this episode. Like they filmed in Lisa's business and they also filmed in Angie's business.
And
So I
I
thought that was
loved
very
seeing,
interesting.
I thought that was interesting too. I loved seeing Heather with the like tiny grandma curlers.
Oh
Like it
yeah. That was
so
funny. But
cute.
I feel like like Lisa specifically had Bronwyn go to show like this is my business. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like having her
Oh,
meet up at the Vita Lounge was like a message in itself.
Oh, it was so intentional. It was so intentional, just like Angie. Like,
Yeah.
hey, well, and I appreciated her saying, like, I haven't done hair in a long time. My license is expired. I've got to get back into it. Like, thank you for not like lying about that and
Oh my
just
gosh.
be honest.
And speaking of Angie's hair salon, did you see Suki Waterhouse was recently just there?
No, obsessed though.
Yeah, Angie and Suki did some content there. I think from what I gather from it, Suki like wanted to go because it was like I think she's a fan of the show, I'm assuming. And
Obviously, a
so
woman of taste.
woman of taste. And so then she went and they filmed content. So later on you have to go to Angie's page, but I loved it. I was like, chef's kiss. Good for you getting an actor in there. I know that was cool.
Amazing. And Suki is the bomb, and I love her husband. And a total sidebar, were you team Edward or Jacob? Because she's married or dating Robert
Yeah, Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson. I think they might be married. They have a baby together. Not that that means you're married, but I think they might be married. Can I be honest?
Yeah. You
I
hated Twilight.
I didn't hate Twilight. I liked the books.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really I was never a Twilight girl or like a vampire girl in general. The only reason why I ever consumed it and leaned in was because it was a cultural moment. But
Right.
like on my own, I probably never would get into it, but I did listen or I did watch it and read it. I think if I had to pick, I would have said Team Jacob
Hmm.
at
I'm
the
a
time.
I'm an Edward girl, but as a Swiftie, and after listening to what's that song that she wrote about
You're asking me?
no, it's a really lovely song.
Is it popular?
Something
I might
about
know it.
December. It's something
Oh,
about
Back to
December.
December? Was it
Yeah.
from Speak Now? So the Speak Now
Yeah.
album is actually like goes viral in my home.
Okay, yeah, no, it's Speak Now, that song about Jacob, whatever his real
Yeah,
name is, Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner.
And she's like,
Oh my
yeah, I
God.
could have done things different. You were always so kind. You were sweet, and I pulled away. And I'm like, oh my God, I love that. Like, he's a really good guy. So as an adult, I'm Team Jacob because that's awesome.
But I can't deal with him and his wife having the same name.
That's
That
weird.
is weird. That takes me out of it completely. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't do this. This is too
Yeah.
much.
Like, how do you like have romantic talk?
Well, I think the girl goes by Tay and then he goes by Taylor. But either way, I don't remember when we talked about this, but like if I ever saw a guy on a dating app named Jason swiping left, that's my dad's name. I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. I'm very like weird about names. I can't, it would just mentally take me out every single time.
That's hilarious. Obsessed with this little in the comments, can you guys just let us know if you were Team Jacob or
Oh,
Team
100% let
Edward?
us know.
Because we're very, very curious. So when we were in the salon with Lisa and Heather, that's when the assistant showed up
Oh my
to
God.
gather the product. I mean,
Do we think that was actually Lisa's assistant or did she hire someone to go be her assistant for the date? Because I've never seen this woman.
I don't know. I think everybody deserves an assistant. I would like to see everybody with an intern like Pickles. Like Sonia Morgan had
Sonia did
Pickles.
it right.
I
She
want
had an
everyone to
intern.
have an intern. I love the scene so much.
No, I love an intern. In
Oh
fact,
my.
let
If
us
anybody would
know.
like to intern for Taste of Reality, you can get college credit. Just
Dead.
saying. You can
Dead.
get college credit. And we're not good at adulting or admin, so
Admin, I hate admin.
we're
Ugh.
so bad at it. So we
So
have
bad at admin.
we have a list of things if anybody would like to intern for us. Yeah. So there was a $600 Venmo discrepancy in this. When these women are rich and dispute over a $600 Venmo, I don't know why I think that is so funny. It's $600.
It's crazy to me.
$600 is a big deal to me.
$600.
$600 is not a big deal to them.
$600 is a big deal. And I think it was meant to kind of show like, Angie, if you need it so bad here. And it was a petty move. So if you need it here.
Right. Yeah. Here's your $600. Oh, all right. So we saw the makeup. It went so left so fast between
Yeah.
Lisa Barlow and Angie. What the heck? Are we going to be able to make it past this? Because we made it past and then we went back so fast.
I'm going to guess that Lisa removing the Fresh Wolf product from Angie's salon and then dropping that other bomb about paying and credit cards and things like that. I think this friendship is done. And then the teaser for next week, Angie goes in on Lisa's appearance. But I really, really, really had a visceral reaction. And we need to get into this because I have thoughts about Whitney and Brittany's conversation about Brittany being unwilling to not date Jared long enough to have her daughter come back. Or like, I wanted to shake her.
I
I wanted to shake
wanted
Brittany.
I wanted to shake Brittany. And can I just say, Whitney Rose, I'm going to break the fourth wall here. Whitney Rose, I'm talking to you. You're one hell of a woman. You're
Correct.
one hell of a woman, Whitney Rose, because that was the conversation she needed to have that you shouldn't have had to have with her. You guys are hardly even friends.
And Whitney was
Why
the
is
perfect person to deliver it, I think, too.
But I mean, literally, the woman dyed her hair red to make her daughter feel more comfortable at school. This
Yeah.
woman literally has changed her appearance to make her children's lives more comfortable. And Brittany is so in her own world and, oh, I love Jared husband that she can't put her daughter's needs first. Are you effing kidding me? That was disgusting. I was grossed out by Brittany tremendously,
And
disgusted.
I agree. And it's just like, I have not seen, at least on the show, I'll give them that. I've never seen them be together, offline. But on the show, I'm like, what is Jared providing you that you can't quit? Because I'm not really seeing a man that wanted to claim you for a large portion of your
Right.
relationship. That's not a good feeling for any woman to be in. But I will give Brittany this. I'll give her this latitude. If her daughter is not speaking to her, and Brittany's like, I'm not just gonna sit in my house and like be a spinster. Like, if
Right.
my daughter's not even having the door open, so she wants me to not date and just sit in my home for 5 years. So I receive that. Like, if Olivia, but again, these are children. I don't know how old Olivia is, but they're not adults. I don't think. I don't feel like they're 18. Do you have a sense?
They're in that young adult. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't have a sense. I don't know. Everybody looks the same age to me these days.
Honestly, same. I have no concept of
Everybody's younger than
age.
me at
I'm
this
just
point.
like,
So
I don't know age at this point. Yeah, I don't know.
age, I don't know her.
Yeah, but it's just like, do you want, because you and Jarrett break up every other day. So do you want to have a relationship with your daughter? And if the answer is like you prioritize wanting to be with Jared right now, then you have to accept that the consequences is that your daughter might not be cool with you as an adult. And you have to own that and you have to accept that. And I don't want to hear a pity story when she doesn't
Right.
speak to you in 5 years. I don't want to hear it. I don't want this to be a Tamra Judge Sydney situation because
Oh gosh.
Brittany, you deserve it at this point. If you are prioritizing Jared Osman, who again did not publicly claim you for a majority of your relationship over having a relationship with your daughter, you have to accept any consequence that comes from that. You have
Right.
to.
Well, we saw last season the text at the reunion, the disgusting text he sent Bronwyn. And then Mary revealed on Watch What Happens Live after he was discussed, he actually texted Mary again and was like straight out cruel and mean to her. Like, this is a bad dude. This guy is not a quality human being. And this is the guy she might be willing to risk the
Give it all
forever
up for.
relationship with her daughter for. That's insanity.
I could
Like,
I could get if Jarrett was outside like Noah building a house for her and doing all, like, if he was a quality guy, I would be like, that sucks that Olivia's not supporting it. But like, if he's the real deal guy and like your forever person, I would have to just hope that my daughter would come around to it. But that's not what we're seeing, at least
that's
on
not.
TV.
And the internet, because I have accidentally and sometimes intentionally stumbled upon his X.com account, and it is vitriol. He is a nasty, mean-spirited person. Somebody talks smack to you, you have the choice of just scrolling, but he will
Yeah.
sit there and insult every single commenter, look at their picture, like say, oh, like talk about their appearance, their family, like it's
And
just
that's
very
bold.
low.
And that's bold. And I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I don't feel like Jared's in a position to be slinging insults about people's appearance, quite frankly. But that's just my beauty standard.
Yeah, no,
Clearly, he's a god to Brittany. So
right. Well, the man is walking milk toast, and I'm not impressed. And the
no,
fact that his
boring.
personality is literally like cement, I'm good.
You know what's funny? I know Sex in the City and I get the references. I've never sat and watched it all the way through, which I know is a travesty for being a young woman. I know I need to. But people were saying that not Angie, Brittany and Jared are big and Carrie. Do you see those parallels? Because I mean, I don't, but because I don't.
Okay. I watched Sex in the City when it was new. I watched Sex in the City a few years later. I've watched Sex in the City a decade later, and I've watched it. I have so many different relationships with these stories. And while I watched Mr. Big in the very beginning when I was young, I was like, he's the problem. As an adult, I
You
don't
have a
think Mr.
different
Big was the
perspective.
problem.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
he was the problem. And I'm a
Okay.
Carrie, and I
Yeah.
see a lot of myself in Carrie. I wore a shirt that said I'm a Carrie because I was so passionate about it. And poor Miranda, back in the day, like Sex and the City was obviously a huge cultural moment. All of us
Yeah.
basics had our shirt. All the friend groups had an I'm in Charlotte, I'm a Miranda, and nobody wanted to be Miranda. Everybody wanted to be Samantha. I was always the Carrie because duh. But
Who would I
yeah,
be?
poor I feel like you're probably, well, there's just so much. I guess a Carrie,
Carrie? Okay.
like a Carrie and Charlotte mix.
I've heard that before, actually. Carrie
Yeah,
and
I would
Charlotte.
say a
That's so
Carrie
funny.
Charlotte mix. I would say I'm a Carrie Samantha mix.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I know we're almost out of time, but we have to talk about Bronwyn and Muzzy.
Oh my God. Poor Bronwyn.
Bronwyn's mom does
Poor
not like
Bronwyn.
they're never going to get past. I think, and it sucks that Gwen is living in the house because I feel like they're never going to heal that wound because now like the mom is watching Gwen as Bronwyn, and so I think like they're never going to get over this because they're like living it again.
It's so, and it's, you're so right. They're never going to be able to move on because it is history repeating itself within the same four walls, and
Yes.
it's crushing to
It's
watch.
I Bronwyn wants to be told so badly that you having a baby was not the worst thing. And her mom's not going to give her that. She might
She's
love
never going to get
Gwen.
that.
She's never going to get that, like, I'm sorry for treating you this way when you were pregnant, when you had to leave BYU. Like, Bronwyn just needs to accept that she's never going to be told by her mom, you made the right decision. She's never going to get that.
That's so heartbreaking because that's all Bronwyn wants. But I really hope Bronwyn has a really great therapist or
Yeah.
support system that can get her to that point to where that's not something she craves. Because otherwise, I think she's going to go the rest of her life feeling something missing,
Yeah.
and she doesn't deserve to feel that way.
Well, I understand that Bronwyn moved in her daughter because she didn't want her daughter to leave, but like not to defend the mom at all, but I have to wonder, I'm like, Bronwyn, was having Gwen and her boyfriend move in the best decision, especially if you're going to be having your mom and your dad understanding how they view everything? You're almost
Mhm.
like, you might as well just, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not defending Bronwyn's mom at all because I think she just needs to move on and let it go. At this point, the girl's 19 or however old she is, and Bronwyn has a different parenting style. But like, it's almost like playing in her face in a way. Like
Right.
you're letting the boyfriend live in the room, closed doors. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I was not raised that way either. The black community, like household, your partner is not living in the house, not in the home that your parents are paying for. Like, so like, I guess I get her mom in a sense because it's like that's how you were instilled, like
Right.
everything. So like I get a visceral reaction when I see like teens living with their boyfriends in their parents' home. Like, oh my God, that is not at
Well,
all like what's
especially
acceptable.
when money isn't an issue. Because a
Right.
lot of times that's just what people have to deal with. It's not a choice, just financially. We're all living in the same house. That's how we make ends meet.
Yeah.
That's not the situation here. It is a literal, a fraction, a freckle of a corner of one of their accounts that could pay for these two young people to have an apartment.
And do
So,
they work? I don't get the sense that they're going off to work.
okay, Vicky Gumbelson, I don't know. Do you work?
Get a
Do you
job!
work? Do you work? I need to know. Do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
But like Bronwyn, I was so proud of her. When and again, she says things, she's smart, and she's able to articulate herself on the spot, and I love it. Her mom said, the way you parent doesn't work. And then Bronwyn, in the same beat, said, well, the way you parented, I had a baby in college. Did that work?
Gagged. The
Bronwyn.
Muzzy was gagged.
Bronwyn. Muzzy had a muzzle.
Yeah.
Muzzy was muzzled
She
at
was
that point.
gagged.
She had no words to say because Bronwyn read her for filth. Was it
And
intentional filth? No. But is that what happened? Yes.
I think it just goes to show that, like, you can do everything you can. And again, by the way, I know parents get their panties in a wad. Ashley and I are not parents, so whatever. But I think but we have parents, but I just think it goes to show, like, sometimes it doesn't matter how you raise your children. They're going to do what they're going to do. And you just have to hope that everything you instilled in them, their confidence, having, wherewithal, you just have to hope that that helps them in their journeys.
Right.
I would be very shocked at this point if Gwen came back pregnant. I really would, just because, like, I see, like, how it went with my mom and then my grandma. Like, I can tell you right now, Gwen, also, she's Gen Z. There's statistics that Gen Z are not having children. So, like,
they don't want children. Who blames them? Why would you bring children into this? Like, I'm like, do you know how grateful I am not to have children right now?
Don't say that, because some of these mom people, they get very up in arms, Ashley. If you
know what, I can say what
happiness
how
about
I feel.
Being single or child free. There's such discourse online that's just like, how dare a woman be childless? And it's like, well, also, by the way, it's 2025 and we are not simply put on this earth to parent. Okay?
Yeah, no.
Like, that is not our only purpose and our only value. And if that's what you want to do, great.
Good for you.
If you make that decision to not have children in this world, good for you too.
Right. Right. Something very different about us is this is why, like, I'm just this old. There was no school shooting while I was in school. Zero. That was never something, as a teacher, obviously I had to deal with it. But as a student, there was not one single school shooting in my entire school career, period.
Well, and we don't have much time, so I don't want to get into this depressing topic, but there were certainly some things. I'm thinking Virginia Tech, Columbine.
Right. That happened when I was in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, I was in college by then.
Yeah.
It was never like a thing that I worried about at school, which is, again, I'm like thankful that, it's a hard time to be a mother.
It's
but
hard.
Also, I don't think that homegirl, Gwen. I don't think Gwen will ever get pregnant, because Bronwyn's one of those moms. I think that's like, are you having sex? Let's go get you on the pill.
Yeah.
You're having sex? Let's go get you
an
IUD.
Well, is that why they were leaving the house? When they were going bowling? Because the grandma was like, oh, they need more private time. What about the East Wing? And I was like,
that's
LOL.
So funny.
And I'm like, LOL, her shade.
Oh, that is so funny. So real quick in the preview, first of all, I know we both hate seeing Mary and Angie fight.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk about that at some point, but we'll get there when it gets there. What about Angie trying to get Lisa and Meredith against each other?
I don't like that. I love Meredith and Lisa. Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. We need bad weather. The show is better when Heather and Whitney are together. I agree. And the show is better when we have Lisa and Meredith together. That's point blank, period.
100%. I agree. So next week we will see what comes of the fight between them pitting themselves against each other. I'm going to suspect it didn't work. I think Meredith and Lisa are better than ever, at least up against their fellow cast members. But yeah, I'm excited for next week. We're fed so far. It's a great season. Episode 4 we just spoke about. So tell us all your thoughts in the comments below, guys, and we can respond to you. Don't forget, we have a discussion post every Tuesday night.
It's snarky and we love it.
Every Tuesday. We love it. You can find it on tasteofreality.com. You can also find us on Taste of Reality on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, TikTok, all of the places. And we will see you on Sunday. Nope, we will see you Monday. For our pop culture roundup, and then for another Salt Lake City recap.
Yay! It's so much fun as always, Imani.
Yes, we will see you guys in a couple days.
Yay! Bye guys.